This video was made possible by Wix. If you're ready to create a website, head over to wix.com/go/infographics2019 to try out one of their premium plans right now. Walking on water, Jesus' trademark miracle, and an expression that's come to mean literally perform a miracle. Yet, while the Son of God had divine authority over nature, the rest of us aren't quite so lucky, and may have to cheat a bit to achieve the same feat. But first, why can't we walk on water in the first place? After all, there's plenty of insects and even some lizards that manage to do it. Well, that's gonna have a lot to do with simple gravity. The force of the Earth pulling down on us overcomes the surface tension of the water, or the force keeping the water molecules together. Smaller animals can spread their mass out sufficiently that surface tension is able to resist the downward pull of gravity on the animal's body. So how do we overcome this basic flaw in our biology and become bona fide water walkers? Well, one way would be to run really fast, same as the basilisk lizard, which runs so fast its body never has a chance to break the surface tension of the water it sprints across. For a human to achieve this, though, they'd have to run at 67 miles per hour. Not likely for most people. So what's some alternative options? The first option is probably the most obvious. In 1988, Remy Bricca set off from the Canary Islands with a pair of 14-foot fiberglass pontoons lashed to his feet. Towing a raft outfitted with a sleeping compartment and supplies, Bricca's goal was to walk across the Atlantic Ocean and reach the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe. Unfortunately, Bricca's preparations were rather lackluster, and after 2 of his 3 water desalinators failed, he began to supplement his hydration with a daily quart of seawater, a desperate and very bad move on his behalf. 2 months after leaving the Canary Islands, a Japanese fishing boat rescued him near the Caribbean island of Trinidad, though he was discovered emaciated and hallucinating, claiming that he saw trolls attack his legs, and his weight had gone from 160 pounds to 110. Bricca's 3,500 2-mile hike over the open ocean was nevertheless an impressive feat. Not one to be easily deterred, Bricca attempted once more to hike across the ocean, and in April of 2000 he left Los Angeles with a plan to walk across the Pacific and arrive in Sydney just in time for the Summer Olympics. This time, carrying a raft behind him loaded down with 11 pounds of sauerkraut, freeze-dried meals, an Iridium satellite phone, and a GPS unit. Bricca wasn't taking any chances. Yet while en route, Bricca ran out of food and his Iridium satellite phone lost service. Probably the one thing a satellite phone is literally never supposed to do. Clearly having earned the ire of Poseidon for daring to walk across the ocean, a cyclone with 50-foot swells then destroyed his raft. Left only with a handheld messaging device, Bricca sent an email to his wife in Paris that read, "Come pick me up now or I'll have to hitchhike." 10 days later, an American tuna boat rescued Bricca 500 miles south of Hawaii. He might not have reached Australia, but he still had covered an incredible 4,847 miles of open ocean in 153 days. Another option to walk on water would be to use a non-Newtonian fluid, or a substance whose surface acts as a solid for very brief amounts of time. Basically, it's a very thick liquid that can be walked across without you sinking, if you move quickly enough. As your foot impacts the liquid, it compresses and thickens the material, preventing any breaking or shearing, and thus keeping you from sinking. The easiest non-Newtonian fluid to make at home is a substance called Oobleck, named after the Dr. Seuss book Bartholomew and the Oobleck. You'll need to mix 1 part water and 1.5 parts cornstarch, while mixing thoroughly. This results in a thick, opaque slime, which won't fool anyone into thinking you're walking on water. But with so much water content, you will in fact technically be replicating Jesus' most famous miracle. Another way to walk on water will require some serious tinkering with the physics of the water you're trying to actually walk on. Large ships float because as they displace large amounts of water, the water pushes back up on the ship, keeping it afloat. You can use the same trick by somehow increasing the density of the water you're trying to walk on, which will increase the weight of the displaced volume of water as you walk across it, which exerts more force against you and keeps you from sinking. One way to increase water's density is to increase its salinity. Salt water is more dense than fresh water and is therefore easier to float in the ocean than in a lake. If you've ever seen footage from the Dead Sea, one of the world's saltiest bodies of water, you can see just how easily people float due to the concentration of salt. Density also increases with a decrease in temperature, so turn the thermostat down and it'll be easier to walk across your very salty, very cold water. Letting it turn to ice would be cheating, although technically it would still be walking on water. Lastly, you increase the amount of water displaced by increasing the volume of your feet. Get big, freaky frog feet and you'll increase how much water you're displacing, which will increase the force that keeps you from sinking. Sadly, it seems that without absolutely breaking the physics of water itself, you're not going to walk on water anytime soon unless you do it on big fiberglass pontoons. But the future is a strange place, and who knows what weird and wonderful technologies await us that might one day make Jesus' most iconic miracle something any one of us can easily do. Walking on water may be a miracle, but designing and operating a great-looking website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can make a stunning site in minutes by using their fully customizable templates. Or if you like, you can get really creative with their robust design tools that let you build from scratch. Plus, with mobile hosting, your site is going to look great and run great no matter the device. And if there's ever any issues, their subscription service offers 24/7 live support. Get started crafting a miracle site right now. Try out Wix today by visiting the link in the description or going to wix.com/go/infographics2019. Would you ever try to hike across the ocean? Also, if you found this video interesting, make sure you check out our other video, What If You Only Drank Soda and Nothing Else?